The last 6 months, they have been building a Target like on the same road as my store. Like you pass Target to get to my store. And so as soon as that thing opens, I'm like, think about all the product that's been coming that they're filling the, they're filling the store. There's going to be like 6 weeks of Lorcana in that thing.
It's sorcery. It's sorcery.
We can't mention it on the podcast.
Welcome to the Josh is Going Wild TCG podcast, where we also discuss May the Zoo be with you. I'm, of course, joined by America's #1 Lorcana content creator, Josh.
Oh, good job, Josh.
1 of 1.
I am also joined by the gold medal winner of MetaZoo content creation, Louis DeGeorge.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hold on. Big thanks to Mike and other guy for giving Louis the gold medal. You deserve it, buddy. You are my favorite MetaZoo content creator. I'm sorry, Argos. I'm sorry, Bailey. You're third.
That signs you up to trade my wilderness for your Lorcana, right? Like that's how that works.
I have no more Lorcana. I'm out of Lorcana.
Well, you got to go get some because I got wilderness, bud.
All right, and we're joined by George, who's been busy this week.
He's here.
He's
here.
Busy this week.
But he's here. But he made it.
Busy this month. I've been busy the last 60 days. It's like October 3rd is almost here, baby. It's almost here.
All right.
It's almost here.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. We're so stoked that you're here. Make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe. Go subscribe to Josh's channel over at Hometown TCG. And you can find George in a couple weeks on a beach in Maui or something.
Yeah, I was about to say, in Mexico.
I'm going on a cruise to St. Martin.
He told me he was going on a cruise today. He goes, I'm going to go from the bed to the hot tub to the food.
To the pizza stop,
back to the hot tub, back to the bed. I don't know why they have anything else on cruise ships. I don't know why they stopped the boat.
Why do they stop the boat? If it's not the hot tub, the pizza, or my bed, I don't need to be there.
The best part is when you think about it that way, that pizza's just never going to get cold. It's just going to be warm all the time.
It's like the hot tub makes it, it's not great, but it's good.
That was the second conversation about pizza we had on the phone that day. The first was when he was going no joke, everyone, gas station to gas station looking for pizza. Then found a gas station. Was like, I think this pizza's like 2 weeks old, and still almost ate it. This man owns multiple businesses. So, all right, let's talk about what we're talking about. I was very hungry. Today. We are going to be talking about the Magic the Gathering scams that are out there waiting to get you if you have $14,000 to spend on an unlimited brick. We're talking about the Booster Fun. We're going to analyze Project Booster Fun and talk about if we like it or not. We're going to talk about 151.
House. I forget who called that.
That is somebody called that. George is going to be horrendous at that point. That's the new Pokemon set. We're going to talk about sorcery. They're doing some cardio. They're getting their exercise. So we're going to talk about that. And then we'll do the Lorcana minute, which will be at least 30 minutes.
Yeah. No. Like the only set that's doing well. Only game that's doing well right now.
The only game that matters right now.
Amen.
Right. George, did you see the Pay Money Wubbies 14K break? Did you miss that? Because I feel like maybe you didn't see it.
I didn't see anything about this.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the.
Yeah, it's the guy that had. Yeah, it's the guy who MetaZoo gave a card to, or they did some sort of thing. Anyway, he streams.
Is that Aoki?
No.
I didn't narrow it down, bud.
Pay Money Wubby, which is like the only Can you imagine when we're all dead? And the aliens come back and find our stupid planet, and they're like, "What was going on in 2023? Everybody was watching this Pay Money Wubby. They gotta make sense of that."
The aliens are already here. You have not been paying attention to current events.
Have you seen the one in Mexico?
That's exactly what I'm referring to. Good job, proud of you, George.
How did I miss out on alien stuff?
How did you miss out on alien conspiracy stuff?
I'm pretty.
All right. Never mind. Podcast is done. Keep going.
I'm pretty up to date.
They discovered aliens. They brought them to Mexico.
This was old. This is pretty old news, right? This is the whistleblower.
No. We'll talk about it after the podcast.
They brought the alien into Congress in Mexico, Congress.
Yeah, like wheeled it in.
Like it was E.T. was chilling in Congress.
How is that not
it
like
might
the
have been
only
an
thing?
ET
Wait a
doll.
second. Wait a second.
It might have been an ET doll, actually. It might have been a movie prop.
I'll be honest, it looked a lot like ET.
It could have been a movie prop.
Looked a lot like ET.
How is that not the only thing that we're talking about in the world? Like,
Because you are so good at keeping us on track.
Meanwhile, there's an alien over here. Meanwhile, everybody's at Target trying to get Lorcana booster boxes.
They know what's up. They know what's up. They know what's up.
Priorities, man. World's gonna end or it's not. You still gotta get your Disney in.
Anyway, Pay Money Wubby does a Monday morning stream now. He basically started trying to stream Magic, and his viewers were like, "No, we don't all love it." And he's like, "All right, we're just gonna do it on Mondays then." So he's every Monday morning he does some sort of stupid. He opened a revised box, which you'll get to watch a revised box on the channel. Hopefully in the next couple. Dude, the channel's gonna have some crazy content.
This is not who I thought it was.
Yeah. Anyway, but Pay Money Wubby. So Monday morning he gets up, he opens a unlimited starter deck. Everything looks great, and in the beginning he opens the first card. It's an unlimited land. He says, "Oh my gosh, boys, we did it! Everything looks great. This is great. It's not a scam." And he's shuffling through the cards, George. He passes a revised mountain, I think it was, like a revised land. Keeps going. Somebody in the chat goes, "That was a revised mountain." He's still like excited. He's going through and he goes, "Yeah, that was a revised mountain, everyone." Oh, wait. Oh, that was a revised mountain. And so they repacked this thing with a revised mountain in it with like I think it was 3 revised cards. And so wild. Absolutely.
Why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just like either put in like fakes or G.I. Joe cards?
Yeah.
Well, like the seal looked pretty good too.
It was a little crooked, but that's pretty typical, honestly.
Yeah, as far as those old decks go, it looked pretty good.
Buying vintage sealed Magic is like so scary to me.
Yeah.
God, I can't wait to have this conversation about first edition Lorcana in a couple of years. How sketchy it is.
It's going to be unobtainable.
We reach in my box back here and pull out a pack.
Can you imagine if that game is around in 10 years? What it will be worth?
It should be worth that today. It'll be worth it in 10 years.
Let's go. Factor in the 30 years of price growth. Let's do
it. We're there.
Anyway, so a lot of things to chat about here. Number one, yeah, it's super high risk. The guy who sold it to him didn't know that it was fake. Like, this is kind of the community content right now is like all this stuff is purchased to keep sealed. And so like the scammers are like 3 generations ago. It's like when a unlimited starter deck was $1,000, that was probably the first scammer, but the next person didn't open it. He sold it for $5,000. That person didn't open it. He sold it for $8,000. That person didn't open it. Sold it to Pay Money Wubby for $14,000. And he was like, "Oh, look at me, I'm opening one." And then it's like, how do you get your money back? You don't. The guy at the end,
someone gets screwed. Yeah. Right? Yes, someone gets screwed there that isn't the scammer, which, I mean, rough day.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's the thing with like Logan Paul. Like Logan Paul took like 85 steps back to get any of his to get his money back from like the Pokemon thing. Like he got his money back from the seller. The seller had to go back to his guy, back and back and back and back and back. I mean, like it's just like the chain on these things is really it's gotten way more complicated.
Yeah.
Yes. Can we call it the chain of scamming for the rest of the pod?
Yes, I'm in.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm in.
These things, I don't know. These things they make you feel bad for sure, but they also are like, how much vetting of this thing did you do? I know myself, before I go to buy anything, there's a lot of vetting. I want to see it in person. But like, do you think some people who haven't been involved in vintage Magic, or maybe this is their first foray and they got a couple dollars they're trying to spend, they don't go through the proper channels, they don't vet these things properly, and because of that, they fall victim to this? I would fancy a guess that there's more legit sales than fake sales. We just hear about the ones where due diligence isn't done.
I mean, there's just not that many sales, period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
I mean, how many unlimited starter decks are being sold in a year?
It's got to be a small number.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was digging around at some of the pop reports on some cards, and like it's amazing how little the graded pop reports are in some of that stuff.
Right. Well, you always hear
insane.
Yeah, you always hear how many copies. That's been the calling cry of the community. There's thousands of copies of these things, but when you dig into it, like a lot of them have they're gone at this point. They're either tied up in people's decks, never to be seen again, lost, or locked in vaults with who must not be named.
A lot of them got taken by principals at schools. And,
there's a good amount of those that are in old desk drawers to the dump.
I think for anybody who's ready to spend $14K, here's my advice to you. Buy one from a break that's like, hey, we're opening up an unlimited brick, right? Yeah. Like, and it's an open boosters run, right? Like somewhere where you can trace back to somebody that's
shout out to not my favorite content creator. You could buy singles. Like, just buy a Lotus for $14K.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I agree.
I mean, like some people
like to have the sealed product on their shelf.
I understand that, but like, man, the risk of holding sealed versus holding a graded Lotus, not comparable. Not comparable.
That's fair.
I know the Lotus is real.
Yeah.
At least I think it is, right? BGS or BGS.
BGS says it is. So,
I don't know. I think at that point, if you buy it and find out it's not real, at least you know who you're complaining to, right? There's no chain of scamming there. You're going whoever graded that card and going, hey, WTF, mate.
This is I want to segue a little bit. I didn't prep you guys, but I think this is a good enough conversation to have.
I think it's great.
I was thinking today, we always talk about the pandemic and how we'll never see prices like that again. We talk about all that kind of stuff. I had this thought today while I was eating.
Surprise.
Which time?
Did the pandemic open up more eyes to collecting or to investing in collectibles? And I know, like, I'm not saying like those values are coming back. I'm not trying to say that, but like, was one of the big wins of the pandemic that more your average customer, your average American, your average person is able to now see collectibles for something that can be investable and looked at as like an asset.
So they got wrecked since they put their money in. So they're down 60% since they bought in. I mean, like, hell of an investment.
Listen, Listen, if you're a big boy and you have your stuff in order, then that's up to you. That's fine. That's your business.
Gotta be a big boy, or girl. So, like, probably, but like, again, like, if you've bought in at the pandemic and you've seen your investments crater, I don't think your reaction is like, hot damn, let's go get some more collectibles. I can probably put more cardboard in the attic. Let's go buy some more AMC stock. Like, I don't,
But okay, so let me paint it a little different. Like, somebody came in the store the other day and it was like a 40-year-old man with like a 10-year-old son, whatever. And
great age. 40 is the new 20. Continue.
Yeah. And he was buying Pokemon. I was like, hey, help me understand where you got into this. His son, he was like getting his son into it. It wasn't like the opposite, which is typical, right? Like, a lot of times kids come in, they're like, buy me Pokemon cards. The parents have absolutely no clue what they're doing. They're like, what's good? What should I buy? I'm like, the most expensive thing. No, I'm like, Scarlet and Violet. No.
I just love the world.
In Flames. No. Paldea. No.
I now have the movie in my head where a customer comes into Louis' store and they're like, hey, man, can I buy your product? And Louis' like, why? Are you sure? Like, what made you this way?
No, but anyway, so just, it's just like,
I'm out of Lorcana.
And he said that he was like, I realized in the pandemic, this is like an actual thing. Pokemon still exists. Like, Pokemon was a thing when I was a kid, and it still exists now. And it just kind of made me think, like, the more we have all these streamers opening up $14,000 unlimited packs, like, is it getting to a point where before maybe in 2016, 2015, it was like Magic the Gathering fans, they were like, oh, we're going to invest in Magic cards and it's going to be this thing. And is it becoming more widestream because of the clout that we are seeing on the internet with a lot of this stuff?
You could tell me that story. I think I see what you're saying. And you could tell me where the popular personalities kind of gravitating to this in a time where there wasn't much else going on. This being one of the homes that people found is something that we've seen some residual carryover to. But I think George's got a point. it's not. I don't know if it can last forever. I think that wave might be coming to an end where people are like, I'm no longer interested in doing this because it's not
your rearview mirror.
Yeah, well, just the idea of I'm not going to do this anymore because if you actually do the math and you don't have a hobby, it's not something you enjoy. It's not going well. Like if it's not your hobby for fun, it's probably not going great.
Remember Logan Paul pumped Pokemon and it went to the stratosphere?
Yes.
And it was like, this is just the beginning. Now everybody will have a Pokemon around their neck. The Pocket Monster is a new gold chain.
Yeah.
I would wear.
Where are these people? I haven't heard from them in a while.
You wouldn't, if you had a sweet Pokemon graded card, you wouldn't wear it around your neck because I would.
All right, next podcast, I'm doing it. Doing it next podcast. We're in.
Bring it on.
I'm coming for you, Logan.
I think like the Logan Paul thing was, it was like and
if you bought
it
because
died.
Logan Paul was like it's doing well, you did almost as well as if you invested in his crypto zoo. Like it is like I mean, I don't know. Like in hindsight, everything is easy, but the time to sell is when everybody wants to buy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean,
except for Lorcana.
A lot of those people also did end up. Yeah. Okay, George. A lot of those people probably did end up selling and making money in the pandemic too. Like people made money in the pandemic.
No, some people did.
Who bought, the people who sold.
I know.
I think some people made money in the pandemic. I think you're correct, and I know that for a fact because there was money to be made in the pandemic.
Right.
Most people lost money.
Yeah.
In the pandemic. But we talk about the average Magic fan being the 75 to 80% of people that don't watch YouTube. 75 to 80% of people lost money in the pandemic. They were not the winners.
Anybody who bought Crimson Val lost in the pandemic.
75 to 80% of people lost money in the pandemic.
All right. Be careful. That's Louis' gold standard.
Sorry.
Sorry, Louis. If you target one game like that, I mean, you can make points. But I'm saying
Good point, Louis.
Bigger part of the market.
Louis, come on, man.
Yeah, I lost my shirt in the pandemic. Trust me.
Thank God you found it.
I don't know. I think maybe
the only thing that saved me the only thing that saved me in the pandemic, NFTs.
I lost money because of your NFT craze. No, you crushed me. You won. You win this round, Louis DeGeorge. You win this round.
So, speaking of magic scams, the only thing that saved me in the pandemic, NFTs.
The scam section of this podcast is exactly where this conversation belongs.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe more eyes are on it. I don't know why they would stick around after they lost basically more than half of their investment in 2 years.
That's fair.
What about the prices from then to now that you go I should put more in?
Well, that's the hard part of any
there's no better
right?
time to buy than now. There's blood in the street.
I've heard this.
Oh my God. You know what the most annoying part was hearing that over the last year and a half? It's every week. Every week.
My favorite one was people would say whenever an indie TCG would go down in price, it was because of whatever season it was. And it didn't matter what season. My favorite was we always know TCGs go down in summer. People got to spend money to go on vacation.
I've made those videos.
I know you have.
Me too.
Listen, it's cold. So people got to heat their house.
People are spending money for Christmas. What do you want?
Whale oil is expensive. You got to heat the house somehow.
Listen, you got to buy a rake to rake your leaves. What are you going to do in fall without a rake?
And it was every season. I was it was funny. That was my warning sign. I started to sell, and everybody was by the third season, I'm wait a minute. How many seasons will things go down?
All right, back to pay money, Wubby.
Is there a Moonbreon season?
It is important to note that he got his money back. He got his money back. The poor guy in front of him probably lost his shirt.
I think the article that you sent out mentioned we're still waiting to hear if that guy got made whole.
And that sucks. But the frustrating part is even if he was made whole, right? He was made whole from his money 10 years ago, and it's that's 10 years of value. You thought you had something that was worth 14,000, now you get your 5,000 back or something.
That does suck.
Huh? He's a streamer.
Streamer guy.
What does he stream?
Listen,
Magic on Mondays, dude. Pay attention.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't get it either. We're all too old to understand why Pay Money Wubby exists.
The fact that you said that name this many times in a row and without fumbling over it, the reason I haven't acknowledged the name is because I don't know if I can say it. I think I would just fumble. Like,
yeah. It's like don't even look it up, George. You're not gonna understand it.
Oh my God, he's green.
Yeah, he like puts on a. It's kind of funny.
Oh, I know why you like him. Gamersub.gg. That's why.
He's got a .gg.
Yeah.
Louis, you're such a cool millennial. You're so cool, dude.
I know. I told you guys.
Hairless cat.
I told you.
Cats are terrifying.
He puts on he puts on a green onesie with a hat, like with a thing. It's like a green screen body,
like a green man.
The only thing you can see is his face. It's pretty good. It's I don't know. And
where's the next green screen video from you, by the way? That was the best piece of content I've ever watched.
That was the best content.
I loved that video. You did such a good job. I loved that video. It made me smile the entire time. That was the
video that I made the week that, remember I told you guys I was going to do a Louis the Donkey, was it Donkey Louis? What were you guys calling me? Eeyore Louis video every week?
God, that was so good.
I was going to do an Eeyore video every week that's just me roasting Magic and being like, this sucks. I hate Magic.
I do that for Arcana.
That's how that
made to be with you.
That was our channel for a little while.
That's how that video is done. All right, so be careful buying Magic. And
we're thinking if you pay money, Wubby, let us know if you want to come on the podcast. We can talk about it.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Is he not a big deal? He's not invited?
I mean, he's invited.
He's got to show up in the green screen bodysuit, though.
We always save it for Logan Paul. We've been saving the spot for Logan Paul for 2 years.
I have not saved for Logan Paul.
Yeah.
He's out.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, how about the next scam, Project Booster Fund?
Is this a scam? What is this?
That's a nice lead-in. Nice job, dude.
George doesn't even know what Project Booster Fund is.
No clue.
He's on a store for 3 years.
Project Booster Fund was Wizards of the Coast initiative to add excitement to opening booster packs. As they started to expand outside of the draft box into the collector box and eventually the set box, they wanted to make opening the packs feel more special, which we know when Wizards of the Coast says, we're going to make this our primary focus, it's going to change it and make it something we don't like anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right. I'll ask you a dumb question.
No.
What is it? So far you've told me the history, but not what it is.
Project Booster Fund is like when you open a pack, they have different slots. So there is there's a what's it called? Like a lore slot, right? Or it's a story spotlight is what they call it, where it's like supposed to help you understand what's happening in the set. I bet you the average Magic person doesn't even know this, right? Like
I did not know this.
There's that. Then
that's for the set booster.
For the set booster. You have the other Project Booster Fund was the art card. That was part of it. It was the set box has a foil in every pack. That was part of it. And it was the list slot. That's kind of the whole set pack.
It was also, it expanded outside of the set booster, though, because the set booster had the story it was telling. The draft booster, including things like Enchanting Tales and the Strixhaven Mystic Archives, that was an initiative of Project Booster Fund. So, George, the Project Booster Fund is the overall, reimagining of opening booster packs.
And this is part of WotC?
Yeah, this is like their whole
first. Zendikar Rising was when it was released to the public, I think.
Yeah, it's okay, George. Nobody expects you.
Hang in there, buddy. We got you.
All right. It's all right.
It's another week. We'll carry the podcast. Just hold on, my friend.
About 2 years ago, I tried to talk to my grandma about Magic the Gathering, and this is basically the same thing.
Just more hair. More hair. I hope
as an honor. Continue.
Collector boxes are the same thing. They put the serialized cards. That's Project Booster Fun.
How do you do the website?
No, it's just something they talk about all the time. Every time they release a set.
They did an initial article in Zendikar Rising about Project Booster Fun, and ever since then, when they make a change, they reference this as part of Project Booster Fun.
Yeah, and they're like in Wilds of Eldraine for Project Booster Fun, we're putting an enchantment in every pack. That kind of
confetti
thing.
Foils.
Yeah. So
an anime.
George, this is perfect. You just learned this, okay?
I did.
This is
live. This is a live reaction.
It's 3 weeks before Zendikar Rising release, okay? You're going to write down on a piece of paper what would look like success. What would success look like in 5 years when you're talking about it on September 15th of 2023? What would you have written down? What does success look like for Project Booster Fun?
People the set's still in demand. Like people want the set still. Like prices are still stable. There's a premium for the weird things that we put in the boxes. People overall have accepted the changes that we've put forward.
Okay. Josh, do you feel like that has happened? Those three things?
I think there's an argument for yes and no here, because there are aspects of Project Booster Fund that are absolute wins. The set booster came around as the core product from the Project Booster Fund initiative, and the set booster is a massive success. People love opening packs. I thought they were just going to get rid of it. People like them. There are also major misses. This Project Booster Fund, if that's what's driving the more and more variants, I would say that's a major miss. The Enchanting Tales, Strixhaven Mystical Archives, I think serialized cards, those are major hits. The list, for the most part, has been kind of an like people don't care. So I think there's aspects of both, but I do think that they make opening booster packs less special when they put more energy into trying to make it special. It's like collector boosters, right? When you make it collectible, it's inherently less collectible.
Mm-hmm. I think when you have, I think what George said about you want there to still be a demand for it, that people still care about it. I think the answer to that 5 years later is like, there's not. Like there's an initial demand and then people just stop caring. And like you can see this with like Distro today put out a sale called the Collector Sale, and it's got like 20 collector boxes from Magic.
Well,
like
that's every collector box, because everything with the word collector is on sale. That's why it's called the Collector Sale.
Right, but like from history at like way below costs of what they should be. Like
That's not true for all.
For a lot of them though. But like why is what's the Adventures in the Forgotten Realm? Like if Project Booster Fund is working, why is Adventures in the Forgotten Realm like $100 collector box?
Well, okay.
Wait, is that project in charge of how strong or weak a set is, or no?
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to encompass everything under that and being like all the failures are because of Project Booster Fund.
D&D doesn't work with Magic. We've now seen this in every time they've released something.
That's so weird. It should. It just should.
I agree that it's really weird.
I mean, like,
I don't know. Baldur's Gate was a really good set. It was just overpriced.
So, Louis, let me ask you this. Do you think we're seeing people... You mentioned something I really believe in, and that's the big fall-off that you see with all TCGs, but I would think Magic would hold on tighter, and it just doesn't. Do you think that's something like Project Booster Fund, or do you think it's a function of the rapid release cycle? Because I think it's the latter.
I think that's a valid standpoint. I think there's this is a hard conversation because I think there's it's not like
there's so much wrong.
It's not 50% one thing. It's like 20% this, 20% that. I mean, I think like one of the big things is the lack of MSRP and going to Amazon, right? Like breaking the system, getting rid of MSRP so you can go on Amazon and sell your boxes for whatever you want. And look at Doctor Who on Amazon right now. I mean, it's just like it's ridiculous.
Wait, is that true for collector boxes too?
Yeah, it's pretty true for collector boxes.
I was told this was going to be Fuego.
I don't know who told you that.
You guys Wildville drained me again.
I think Doctor Who has potential still. Once we see spoilers, really.
I believe.
Yeah,
I believe in Doctor Who.
I think that Project Booster Fund has greatly increased the print runs of singles from each set. So like before Project Booster Fund, you had a draft box and like it was harder. Like the supply was harder to get. Like I don't know how to explain it. Now there's just like nothing is special. Like everything is. They have maybe one chase card in a set that's worth any amount of real money. And like
I've said this before, they need to like make things really collectible. And they don't like.
But they had that.
They don't. They do not.
They lost it with Project Booster Fund, is what I'm saying. Maybe it's not just the same thing, but once you put 5 mythics in one pack,
no, but like
mythics are worth. Mythics lose their value. They lose their specialness.
That's 100% a valid take. When you make a pack that's whole job is to give you, I think it says on the side of the booster, on the side of the set booster, more rares, more mythics.
Yeah.
When that happens,
But
they
I don't think
become
that's the
less
problem.
special.
The problem is like before Magic was an investment class and Pokemon was an investment class, people bought the product they needed to play the game. Like, that's how much product existed in the world.
Right.
Now, there's probably 3 times that amount. So, like, that's not Project Fun Center's problem. That's, like, the stupid market's problem, right? Because, like, they wanted to do, like, the whole, I can invest in anything that's made of anything. I could do Legos. I can do whatever. Like, everything is investable if you try hard enough.
I love Rudy.
Is, like,
let me roast Rudy. I love Rudy.
I love Rudy. But, like, come on, man. You gotta stick with the TCG thing. We need you. We need you right now.
I'm about to say, we just need you not to abandon us, please.
Like
don't make this the premier TCG content.
Like, there's just too much stuff.
The last thing we need is somebody like Rudy on the internet opening up another booster box. You know?
Yeah, like, listen, just looking into the camera with some silly face, like opening a booster box. Oh, last thing we need.
Especially for a game that, like, people don't make content on, except for him.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Medicine, but oh no, not that one. Okay, sorry.
I hear what you're saying, George. I don't think it's a matter. Like, I don't think it's a matter of people buying too much, though. I think it's like it's oversaturation of excitement.
Like, there's a balance, right, where you can get people, because we talked, and this is something I came around with, and George brought me around on this. Is people like opening booster packs and spending extra money for fun. But there's a balance where people do that, and then there's still not like a flooded million mythics in the world.
Right. There's Strixhaven, Zendikar. That was one of the first sets.
Zendikar Rising was the announcement. I'm
gonna break the internet. Ready? This was better than Project Booster Fun. Josh, you have any idea?
I don't. I'm not. I want to be off the screen.
This was better than Project Booster Fun.
That has just gotten wrecked recently in value on the secondary market.
This is the War of the Spark Mythic Edition, which is essentially what
the first.
This is essentially like the idea, where that stemmed, and like they created something that was like in every pack you get the foil. I remember when I got this, like the foil Jace, I sold that thing for like $400. It was like ridiculous. It's probably like an $80 card now. But like they created something that was separate, and they still had War of the Spark. And I think this would have been a better model for WotC, is like, instead of breaking the booster situation, yes, that's another really good thing. Instead of breaking the booster pack situation, give something else that generates the flashy foil, whatever.
Say ETB. Say it.
I mean, like, the reality is the answer is Secret Lair.
Yep.
Like,
you're not wrong, but can we also acknowledge that, like, we know that set boosters are the most popular product for any release. Like, it really seems to be so.
Oh, it's also the price point, though. Like, draft boxes, nobody wants to open them because you get literally nothing.
But why not pay $10 more and get all the rares and all the mythics, right? I think that's the value proposition to go through people's head. But so the set booster box for the rest of the community, not the 3 of us bozos, but your normal Magic fan, is a massive win. And if that came from Project Booster Fund,
I don't think that's a fair statement. I agree that they sell the most, but there's no real for a lot of consumers, there's not another option if you want to open boxes. You don't have the money for a collector box. You don't have $230 for a collector box or whatever it is. So you buy the set box because the draft box isn't worth buying.
Sure,
I think there are a lot of people who were, if you were around when the world was just draft boxes, would have said, no, like, I'm this way. I don't think it's a win. I wish it was just one draft box. Like, that was a win for me.
But like, we have enough information. The set booster box has been around long enough now, where if the set booster box was this much of a whiff, people they wouldn't be buying it anymore. They would.
So the problem is,
they like opening set booster packs. They do. They do.
And the issue is they like opening set.
That's what my point is.
No, I think they like opening set. The problem is, like, why we're having this conversation, because value doesn't accrue to it over time yet. Like, value seems to accrue over time to, like, collector boxes so far. That can all change,
dude.
But like collector boxes, like look at look at Lord of the Rings. Like
I think that stands outside the normal rules.
To the boxes with the collectors on them.
That's true. There's definitely some of that. If that's a component of Project Booster Fun, that's a win. Wow, this is riveting. Are you guys okay?
I was thinking of Strixhaven. I was trying to think of the name of Strixhaven set. Strixhaven collector boxes are $230.
Okay. Yeah. So those actually came down. They were higher. No, I'm saying they were higher like a right now. They were higher, I think, like a month after release. Those saw a massive boom. Like a month after release.
Remember Throne of Eldraine collector box? That's the first collector box.
But
But was it Throne of Eldraine?
Yeah, Throne's GOAT.
But they didn't have set boxes, right?
No set boxes.
No, there was no set boxes till it was the next set that was Zendikar Rising.
Yeah, Zendikar Rising collector boxes are good. Strixhaven collector. What was the set after Strixhaven?
Was that when we got into Adventures of the Forgotten Realms? Was that next? Was AFR the next set? The next standard set?
It seems like right there is where it kind of drops off in my mind of like things that are working. New Capenna.
AFR is such a weird one. Like all the manlands are played. Like
what's the Kamigawa collector box?
So all right. So we had Strixhaven, which is still pretty good value. Dungeons and Dragons completely tanks. I mean, it's
crushed it.
It's completely tanked. We left out Modern Horizons 2. Shout out to the Modern Horizon 2 set box reprint coming. I can't think of anything we don't need more than that.
Continue.
What?
Said it's underprinted. Continue. But like hold on. That's a perfect example of what I'm saying. The collector box. What's a collector box of Modern Horizon 2?
So that interesting though. That had one print. Remember?
Oh, 2 prints. Had a smaller second one.
I think it had a second. Okay. Yeah, I think so.
This just hates you. They told me.
I was in a store back then.
Well, that doesn't mean this doesn't hate you.
334.
Yeah, I mean, like that's pretty good.
Is it?
I think it's all right.
Josh, I wasn't.
Yeah, why is that not good? That's a great price.
Like, it was $395 a year ago, and now it's $334. So it's down.
Yeah. Remember what I said? The prices are down on everything. That wasn't code for prices are up on everything.
If the boxes cost stores $320,
they did not cost the stores $320.
No, I don't know what I have. That I can't tell you.
Yeah,
that I wasn't.
I can tell you they did not cost the stores $320 in the first.
Definitely was not tied into any store or have access to any of that at cost. I'd have a lot more of it still if it did. That's great.
So it seems like something shifted after MH2 though, because you have D&D, Innistrad Midnight Hunt, Innistrad Crimson Vow, Kamigawa, Kamigawa, which was a banger. That's a different one.
Right.
Streets of New Capenna.
How much is a Kamigawa collector box? How much is a Kamigawa set box?
Kamigawa set boxes for a long time were super
they were really stable. Same thing with the
Yeah. 125 for set box, 200 for the collector box.
That's my point. Like value's accruing right now to collector boxes. I think that could change. I have no idea if that can change or not change, but like I think value's accruing to collector boxes.
Yeah, but like on release, collector boxes were like after release when things calmed down. There was a time where collector boxes were $285 for a long time.
They had a reprint.
Yeah, they did have a mess.
Yeah,
they had 2 reprints.
I bought. I remember. That was that should have been the writing on the wall. I shouldn't have done it. When I, as a new store, was able to get a full case of Kamigawa collector boxes, I should have ran away. I should.
That's why I think we're seeing a lot of confidence in sets with something like serialized cards, because the pseudo reprint protection that you're seeing. And every time I say this on the podcast, there's a commenter that's like, "You don't think Wizards of the Coast would reprint it anyway?" Like, No, I don't. It's not worth the risk. It is 100% not worth the risk to them. They have a new set that came out the next week. They don't need that. But that's why those sets are doing so well.
So I think, again, I want to go back to probably a better point that we were on, is it's not just Project Booster Fun that's causing the negativity. It is Project Booster Fun. In my opinion, it is Project Booster Fun, lack of MSRP, oversaturation of product. And part of the oversaturation of product is the complete obliteration of singles, where like we saw doubling season in 2 sets in a row. So you
People love doubling season.
Yeah,
They really do.
I don't even know where the market is on it. I'm not saying that like, doubling season should be an expensive card, and I'm not trying to gatekeep that. But
like I do, like I think the 10D farmers are going away. People who play Magic will be the buyers again, and they will adjust accordingly.
See, like, I'm not convinced like you are that Magic got into a place where it was collectors pumping the market. And
you
like,
just told me prices were down 20% in like 3 months. Like, what do you think happened?
Like more product, stores, other games. I mean, like that's a.
You think everybody's like, I gotta sell my Moho 2 collectors. I gotta get some sorcery. I doubt that. Like,
no, but like you have other when your store and other games are struggling. Pokemon, right? Like Pokemon's struggling. If you need money to come up with stuff, you sell your inventory. So. That's like what you do. You don't because you have an unlimited supply of money. But like. Everybody else does that.
Hashtag Carney.
Good job, George.
Carnival Barker, best card ever in Magic. Can I say that they need more cards like Carnival Barker in Magic?
I don't need another unset. The last unset didn't land for me.
I had the Galaxy foils.
Dude, Shocklands in that set.
Shocklands are goat.
Beautiful.
Next time it's going to be Galaxy foil dual lands. You're going to lose your mind.
I still have mental issues whenever I see Shocklands and those stupid full art lands from that set.
I guess like
I shipped out so many of those stupid things.
That was all you guys talked about with me for like a week. Is how many lands you were shipping.
Whatever. We were the only 2. It was me and George competing for and George was
cracked the code early.
Yeah, George was. I was like, "What do you?" I was on the phone with George, and he was like, "What are you doing tonight?" I was like, "I'm price matching all my cards to 10 cents below yours."
You know there was money to be made because I called George. Hey, what are you up to? I'm opening the unset to get the lands. I'm helping my staff open boxes to pull out the lands.
You're just cracking bags.
Yeah. Like I'm going to my store, open lands, baby.
I can only assume Georgia's store is like this too, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. My poor store, people were like coming in to play Commander, and I'm like on the back table, like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm opening boxes." They're like, "Can I start? Can I play? Can I do it too?" I was like, "Sure." Like 6 hours later, I'm still bringing out cases. And I give them, I pay them. I throw them some packs and stuff like that.
You can take everything that isn't a saw in half or an unland. Like everything else.
I was listing George wasn't. I was listing.
You were listing everything. I just did the gal. I
didn't list everything, but I was listing. I sold a lot of Infinity cards.
It's great because you tried to convince me to do it. I was like, my staff will just murder me. This isn't hard. I don't have the love of your staff, apparently.
That'll be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Why isn't George on the podcast this week? Actually,
that was right after Brothers War too.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Poor Joey.
I don't know. Like, I just think I said what I thought. I said at the beginning of the year. Like, I think last year's sets just sucked. Like, I think that's like the thing that we don't want to say out loud. Is like last year's sets were just bad. So like the set boxes are bad, the collector boxes are bad, the sets are bad.
Yeah, and we're not having that problem.
Project Fun Time can do to save a bad set.
Yeah, we're not having that problem this year, which is nice. Like even Commander Masters, as quote unquote bad as it was, like people want the set. The demand for Commander Masters is there, just not at the price point.
And that's the conversation you and I had today, and that's why it's so hard to evaluate these Magic sets, right? We live in a world where a Magic set can be a failure from a store perspective, but from this side of the counter, it's like, oh, it was great. Look at all the cards in it. I loved it. I play with my friends all the time. Like, it's such a weird spot.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, that was a good discussion.
Just so you know, when you say interesting and try to convince the viewers that it was a good discussion, it makes it much less of a good discussion. I just want you to
good.
Good.
We did good. Go become a member of Josh's channel. Continue.
Good job, squad.
Speaking of fun booster pack openings, 151's coming out this week.
I'm excited.
You're the one. You're the one. You're the one I've been looking for.
No. They're good.
All right, we should tell people what 151 is. 151
is the next brick from Pokemon.
Is the next Pokemon.
If you don't know what 151 is, I don't.
What did you do to your microphone? You're like doubling.
No, I love it. Keep going.
It's like
I'm
Josh got a doubling season on his microphone.
I did nothing to my microphone.
People love
I'm
doubling
sitting
season.
here.
Well, everybody who's hearing, George, do you hear it too, or is it just me?
I'm coming through twice.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, I don't know what to do about it. We're not going to edit this out. So it's Thursday night. The podcast goes live in 11 hours.
I did not pause this.
That's better. 151 is the newest Pokemon set that comes out next Friday.
Have I been coming through double the whole podcast?
No, just for that 5 seconds.
God help us all.
151 is the
So
newest Pokemon set. That is a reprint of all 151 original Pokemon.
151.
So really cool.
Yeah. Really
a lot
cool.
of people really excited
Really
about
cool.
it. Japanese
Really
151 pamped. George, tell us all the negative stuff.
Well, it's nothing negative. It's just like, people aren't. The prices aren't what we thought they were going to be at this point. Like, this was supposed to be the set from this block. The set. You're breaking even as a store if you're selling an ETB on eBay today.
Yeah.
So that comes out in a week.
Right.
You will
So
almost certainly
pre-release
be
prices
losing
are
money on
break-even.
this set if you're a store.
And selling online.
And selling online.
Yeah.
Like, at the end, like, I said that, when everybody was telling me the set was going to go nuts. It was the greatest thing since sliced bread. It would be the next Lorcana. I remember I told people that, like, Pokemon has not had a good set in more than a year.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Can it be a good set and not be 20% over MSRP?
It's not even at MSRP.
No, but like, can't it just be like
It's not at MSRP.
Listen,
like, what type of, like, false choice are you creating?
You would not stand up and fight this fight for a Magic the Gathering set. I agree with you. I'm on your side.
Because
But
it's
you
different.
wouldn't do
Can I tell
this
you why it's
different.
different?
It is different. That's for sure.
Can I tell you why it's different?
Because you like this one?
No.
Yeah.
Because every Pokemon fan that I've talked to, every person who comes to my store is excited about this and is going to buy it and then likes it. I'm not telling you that they're going to be trying to flip it for attendees. I'm telling you that they come in, they ask me, when are you going to be selling 151? When does 151 come out? When can I pre-order 151? Can I pre-order 151? Everybody is excited for it and wants it. And they also want me to try to get Japanese of it. Like, it is.
Well, they don't overprint Japanese to the moon. They actually make it. They actually print the right number in Japan,
George,
and they give it the cool cards. We get overprinted Garbo with no cool cards in it. Then they're like, why don't our prices keep up? Yeah, it's a mystery. And Josh, that better be Everclear. Continue, Louis.
Nope, just water, bud.
Disappointing.
Like, the free tendy farm of. Yeah, that sucks. I do agree. That sucks. The free tendy of Pokemon is certainly gone with Scarlet and Violet. It's like whatever the opposite of free tendy for Pokemon is here for Scarlet and Violet right now.
It was gone with Sword and Shield. Like, imagine Sword and Shield without Evolving Skies. Imagine Sword and Shield without Evolving Skies. You have Brilliant Stars basically at MSRP. Everything else below.
MSRP's fine. Chilling Reigns over MSRP. Was Astral for a while until it just got reprinted. I think that's still at like 130. Or Lost Origin was over, now it's still at 130. Like, look at his little fingers. There's fat, big fingers.
Louis, you're
Rain
gonna
is over MSRP. I'm proud of it. I lied. I'm sorry. You're right. Chilling Reign is over MSRP.
What, Josh?
You're going to break me.
Why?
We've just had this discussion before. We've talked about March of the Machine is the most recent example where I said this is a fantastic set. Look how much people love this. Look at all the cool things that players can pull of this. And you threw back at me. If you're selling on TCG Player, you're breaking even, and it's a week before release. Mm-hmm. Like, you said that to me. We're sitting in the same boat with Pokemon. The exact same boat. And I agree. I'm still on the same. This is great. I'm buying some. I haven't bought a Pokemon set since I bought the one that didn't.
Slide in my DMs. I got you.
Like, that's the last Pokemon product I bought, and lo and behold, I bought the only one that doesn't have the cards in it. But like, it's going to break me. This is the same situation. The one where what is it? Fusion Strike?
Oh,
it's in the background of my video, and it said this one has the cards in it. I swear, there's a sticker on it. But like, we're living in the same. We're living in the same world. We can't just change the rules.
Yeah, no, that's her. That's her. I guess like the difference to me from my perspective and my store is like March of the Machine, I didn't have a bunch of people walking in excited for March of the Machine and ready to buy boxes and do stuff. And for 151, that is. I have
151 is the Lord of the Rings release of the year. It's not the March of the Machine release. It's not a random standard release.
Somebody on this podcast predicted that 151 would outsell Lord of the Rings.
This guy said that.
I believe Josh is doing that data for us. Josh, I look forward to that next week. I'm sure it'll be close.
This guy said it.
I'll catch up on that. Oops.
I have
like 25... this was supposed to be the set. This was the set. Like this was the set for this for this block.
But like, wait, George, your metric for it being the set for the block means that it's selling over MSRP.
It means that it's selling at a point that you can make money online if you have to sell it online. Can't do it.
I don't think we will not see that. Well, frankly, we're just not going to. Maybe I'm learning this since March of the Machine, Josh, but we're not going to see that in any TCG this year.
You saw it Lorcana, you saw it Lord of the Rings, you saw it.
Lorcana is
Lorcana Ravensburg dropped the ball on their printing.
You saw it Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, I think just like 151, the rest of the Pokemon is down here. 151 is at break even. I think 151 is the exception. I think Lord of the Rings also the exception, not the rule.
Yeah. Like it'll be interesting to watch 151 through release.
It's just I think Pokemon needed a bigger win. I think that's the bigger story here is if 151 goes off at break even, that's a win for people like me who want to get, just try out the product, open the cards. I think Pokemon themselves expected 151 to be a bigger win, right? And I don't think we're going to see that.
Pokemon itself is like they're not worried about it.
Charizard EX is $70 now.
Yeah,
well, if they're not worried about their set of the year that's supposed to pop off, not popping off, they're not worried about much then, right?
Well, for them, it is. My point is, for them, it is popping off. Like pre-orders were up.
I don't think that's true. I think they have to be anxious. Like these sets aren't doing well.
They have. Why did we buy the printer if we can't print this much?
But I mean,
they should sell their print time to Lorcana.
They should. But I mean,
Ravensburger, call them up.
I worry that we're going to look back at that as a big bad moment in Pokemon history, buying their own printers. Because what you just said is exactly right. Why did I buy them if I'm not going to print everything to the ground? And let me be very clear here. I am totally on board with that. I have always said on this podcast, I support Pokemon's reprint policy more than anybody else's.
But you
print
can't have
anything I want at any time. But they seem to be printing so much more than the market can handle that I think it's becoming a real problem.
Yeah, I mean, Scarlet and Violet base set is a prime example. Like
distro can't dump it fast enough. Like
every distro, like that is a mess. This one will be really interesting. Let's talk about some positive stuff. There are God packs. Have you guys seen the God packs?
I have.
You sent us something about it. Yeah, right? Yeah. It's got the whole evolution and chain in it.
So you open it, and as you're fanning through, Charmander turns into Charmeleon, turns into Charizard. That's so pretty cool. I don't know, man.
This is the epitome. This set's going to be the epitome of the conversation we've had for the better part of the year that we're all coming around to. A set can be, from one perspective, a disaster, and from another perspective, a massive win. Yeah. Like, this set is just cool. The fact that they're doing this is cool.
I have had a lot of pre-orders for 151. Like, I've had more pre-orders for 151 than any set other than Lorcana. And maybe Lord of the Rings this year.
Fan the flames. Great. If only Ravensburger could print enough of it.
Take away coming soon. Relax.
I get people freaking call the store every day about Lorcana. And it's like, this area code, you're not from here. I know that. I know that. You're just they must just call every store that is on the Lorcana thing.
You're getting real territorial about your Lorcana. It's weird when you get a product that does sell, you're like, no. Only West Virginia people. But when it comes to Genesis, you're like, hey, who wants it? You live in Europe? It's on its way.
I'm doing MSRP for everybody. And the other stores in the area are not.
My competitor was at $350 unreleased.
Yeah. Other stores in the area are not, and it is not boding well for some customers. So, yeah.
Look at you racking up the customers, dude.
That's the win of like not making $300 or $400 box. Is like you get customers.
You can sell them 151 at MSRP. Yeah,
or below.
This will be a fun one to watch.
I'm excited to open some of it. I'm excited to open some of it.
If you buy from any but me, you're dead to me. You do know that, right?
I exist too, Josh.
I will not be pumping your membership.
You're on the board. Sorry, dude.
It's not optional.
Everybody unmember from Josh tonight.
All right.
First of all, I haven't not bought from you yet, so
Okay,
maybe now we've got negotiations to be made. Now it's going to be a tense board meeting to be had.
This one is probably a little bit briefer of a segment than typical for sorcery, but they are exercising. They're exercising. How many times can I make that joke? Eric Scuriosa has reached a partnership with Cardio to help bolster our social play initiative and bring industry-leading gameplay tools directly into stores when we launch Sorcery Contest Around beta in November.
Right,
shout out to Cardio.
Member Cardio. So, like,
you're a member of Cardio. How far can you run? I bet you.
Of course, I'm a member of Cardio. This is the fitness of Cardio.
Did you?
How many boards can you sit on? I don't want you taking time out of our board process.
He does not sit on the cardio board. He's on the treadmill.
Oh. Do you think he's on a wheelie chair on the cardio board?
I want to. I have to be in Chicago for a board meeting next month. I'm training every second.
I'm so excited for you to be here. I'm really excited.
You're on the company or whatever. Help me understand the name Cardio. If I'm a viewer of this channel,
wait, what? Like how? Like what? What?
If I'm a viewer of this channel, we're talking about sorcery and them teaming up with Cardio.
All right, sorcery's got cards, and you can't just name a company card. So you try to find some
Cardio is an organized play software, and they also do online games for some games, like they do, or a game. But they do. Their big thing is to do organized play software. And it's really good. It's an app form. They do a really good job of it. They do a bunch of games now. I think they do like 20-something games now.
It's the one app George supports that works.
Shout out to my AI company. Not working real good.
I'm not editing this. So YouTube.
If he listens to this podcast, he knows it's not doing well. That's all I can tell him. You don't know. Cardio's doing great. He's not.
That follows.
That follows. He's no way he listens to this podcast.
He's got some dirt on you if he does. You're in trouble, dude.
What dirt? What dirt?
It's going to a private investigator.
This guy speculates on print runs. Ban him!
Ban him! Ban him from the board!
Can you imagine the PI in his office at night poring over hours of Made the Zuby With You footage trying to find dirt on George? Just miserable. The beard is growing in.
That's the biggest crime of all.
The piping hot cup of coffee, the cigarette, he just hates his life.
God, they were wrong about everything for 2 years. Why do people listen? You know, so like, here's what that tells me. Like, all jokes aside, it tells me they're taking organized play pretty seriously.
I was going to say that. Like
it tells me that like, and I've said this, right? Like, when beta comes out, one data point matters: how many people are playing the game.
Yeah.
This tells me they want to support that and they want to track that.
Yeah.
You know, some of the, you know, like I don't want to say anything. Like, you know,
Lorcana is
able
being
to figure out.
Lorcana is being tracked with a bunch of stickers on sticker
like, okay, I was going to say it. I'm glad you did. I mean, like, Lorcana is like the perfect counter example of this, where like I think Lorcana gameplay is great. People are loving the gameplay. The store's full of people playing it. Their OP is.
They gave us a sticker chart with stickers that I use for my 4-year-old. When she pees, I do the same thing. When she goes to the bathroom, she gets a sticker. Good job.
You ever get the two confused about if you're doing a Lorcana event or your daughter peed?
I don't actually use the Lorcana ones, but it's the same thing. So when you come in to play a game and you win, you get it. No, when you play, you get a sticker. If you win, you get 2.
You got the cards though, right? You got the organized play cards.
Yeah, but like my point is, they have no way to track.
Oh, I agree.
Actually, like, running events, and then you know you have these bozos selling their promos online who are just going to get more because you know.
So. I never thought about that.
You think constructively and critically about a TCG you're pumping? That's crazy.
And he's banned. GG's.
Like, so I think they want to see people in Source playing.
Yeah.
Now, I think Cardio will help them with the organized play section and the tracking and figure out like what's working, what's not working. But like the other part of this is like they need to find something for people to buy and keep engaged with the game for the year.
Yeah.
And that will be the challenge for Sorcery. And I think they're working on.
Yeah, we've said that 100 times.
I think that'll be the big moment for Sorcery. It's like, do they find a way to keep you engaged in week 30?
So here
you can only have a bozo looking into a camera doing a goofy face for so many videos before you need something else.
That's just not what the community needs right now.
Not what the community needs right now.
Absolutely
I've heard this from reliable sources that have never burned a TCG to the ground.
TCGs should not be collectible at all. They should just be paper thin cardboard. That
was this on anyone's bingo card that this was going to make an appearance twice in this video? Because if it was, you should just win this week, right? Like
you should. I've heard from reliable sources that like playability is all that matters, and collectability doesn't matter at all for the box prices, and people will engage. So, like, this is the problem.
The more complex a game, the
shelf
better.
Is awesome.
Yes.
The bottom shelf is great.
If you can do algebra,
that's Canada's best TCG right there.
No, I'm just saying I have legitimately cool things on this shelf right here.
Hold on, can I say something good? Like one of the best parts.
We've been waiting. Go for it, buddy.
Good to say. Hold on, I gotta open a box while I say it. The announcement of this is great, and Cardio is great. Whatever, that's awesome. They care about that. One of the things I think is really cool about Sorcery with the way that they did things is they said in their announcement, and I believe that they will actually do that they plan on incorporating what Cardio is doing into their already existing structures and infrastructure. So like they have an amazing Curiosia.io, an amazing like website to build decks that people are already using. They already have an account. They have the dust system on their website, and Cardio is going to encompass all of that. And that's what they said. Cool. They're working diligently to ensure it's integrated seamlessly into our existing infrastructure, so your decks and credentials will be the same across all systems. That is a huge win.
Massive win.
That like from a store perspective makes things like so much easier to just have one account that works for everywhere.
So this is completely unsurprising to me because I've said the whole thing I've said for a year now. Like the two most impressive people in TCGs to me are Simon from Sorcery and Chris from Cardio.
Well,
like those are the two TCGs.
Those two, then. Like, we're right here. I mean,
I've seen your videos and I've heard from reliable sources they only hurt the community, so I don't really trust your judgment on them.
Well, if you do anything else but open a box once in a while,
yeah. So like, it's not. I think they will do big things together. Again, that's very bullish news for Sorcery.
Yeah,
like having Chris being able to help guide your OP and figure out how to make that all flow together will be very beneficial. And like Chris is really good at this. Like Chris is like scary smart.
I really like when we met with Chris. When I met with you and Chris, like, dude is awesome. He just gets it.
He gets it.
He gets the industry, and that's a good partner to have for Sorcery. So,
and like
weirdly enough, the angle that I didn't look at this from was what you guys brought up, and that's kind of embarrassing to me as the data guy. I didn't think about the fact that, they're going to have access to number of people playing their game on a weekly basis and how beneficial that is when they need to, especially with something that, the longer print run, you got to bring people back. When you need to inject something into the community, kind of start to bring people back, you're going to see that information. And that's, now that you brought it up and you've swayed me, that's the most important part of this. That's a massive win.
Yeah. It's cool. So good job. I really get excited about that kind of stuff and how it's going to work out.
Now on to a game where it doesn't matter because it's going to sell anyway.
The Lorcana Minute, everyone. We got a lot to talk about. We got.
I don't want to.
Of course, there's always something on Lorcana. Lorcana is goat.
The new set is the new set going to come out before we get a second wave of the first set?
No, you're just fudding. Stop fudding.
That's what they said last time.
Fair criticisms to be made. That's not one of them. We know dates for both of those things. And listen, if it's 40 months late, it's fine.
There's no greater shame in the world than listening to me talk to my reps trying to get more Lorcana boxes.
I know. They always call me and tell me Louis calling me nonstop to ask for more Lorcana boxes. I'm like, you guys are out, right? They're like, we've been out for a month.
No shame more than them being like, me being like, yeah, I'll take that. Hey, how many more of those do I have to take to get like one Lorcana box?
And you'd
Like,
open it
I
up.
don't have Lorcana. I'm like, wait, but like, I know you probably do because, you know,
I bet
you're a distributor, so there's probably like a bunch of boxes of it sitting in a corner in the back. So like, what do I have to do?
I'll
to
bet
get
you they
it?
don't, to be honest.
I bet you they don't.
Like
Target, on the other hand.
Well, like, MJ Holdings, they were clear about this. They're going to release it weekly, which I think is smart.
Yeah,
Weekly?
Yeah.
You mean it comes out for 5 minutes once a
Well,
week?
yeah, it's
Get
not
this.
their fault. Everybody loves Lorcana. My guess is that Ravensburger listened to this podcast, thought Louis had more credibility than he should have, and underprinted. I'm sorry, Louis killed your Lorcana experience, everybody.
Listen, if you're printing a TCG and you listen to this podcast for advice on print numbers,
Turn it off. Turn it off. Where's that
doing?
Genesis box?
Go for three. Go for three.
Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm.
It's like there's no medium. Everybody just listens to our podcast and prints or bans. They're just like
print or
print
ban.
a bunch
That's it.
or ban. Print a bunch or ban.
If you guys get me banned from Lorcana, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad at you.
They only ban the best content creators. That's what they do, man. You know what do you want?
All right,
I want to
just straight through the heart. That's fine.
I haven't seen the box opening with a goofy face from you yet.
I didn't tell you guys this. This is great. So this is good. This is great. So for the last 6 months, they have been building a Target like on the same road as my store. Like you pass Target to get to my store. And so as soon as that thing opens, I'm like, think about all the product that's been coming that they're filling they're filling the store. There's going to be like 6 weeks of Lorcana in that thing.
He's gonna buy it and put it on his shelf. He's gonna
just have like Lorcana stacks ceiling high in the back.
Yeah. So I went to look a couple times, and I have a nightmare in my scenario in my head where I go there, I see all the packs, I grab a bunch of them, and then little kids just watch me walk, and there's just tears, and I'm like, I gotta go put them back.
You just kick him in the face on the way out.
I was like, I can't. I have to put them back, or I'm gonna bring my daughter and be like, oh, it's all for her. Meanwhile, she can't talk and is just holding Cheerios now.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's not reality though. This is what
it's gonna pay for her college. It's fine.
Somebody messaged me on Discord today. Said, Louis, who the heck are these MFers, scalpers? All I'm trying to do is buy some for my wife, but I can't find any of that in Walmart or Target. Who would do such a freaking thing? I said, haha, people are crazy. He said, ... I might be one of those crazy people. So why?
I am shocked at how well the price of like a lot of this has held up so far. There's a lot of product now. Like there's a lot of troves, a lot of gift sets.
How has there been more product since? Oh, you're saying because of the restocks at Target and Walmart?
All these big box stores are getting products every week.
Out. Like
that, yeah.
That's all. I mean, I get it. Yeah,
I'm stunned at the prices have held up.
So I go back to like you and I had vastly different ideas of what a print run should have been for this product. Like I thought they were going to have to print 400,000 or 500,000 boxes, and we were on the phone, and you were like, "I bet you there's 100,000 boxes out there." I was like, "Yeah, that's not nearly enough."
I did not say that out loud. That was insight but only. I did not say that. I did not speculate print runs.
Allegedly.
I do not speculate on print runs.
Especially for a game that I don't want to get banned from.
I love one game now, and you're like trying to get me banned from it.
Aggressively.
My last one.
You'll find a new one in the next 5 minutes.
Was there a little self-reflection in that statement? Was there a little looking into the mirror when you said that? A little bit.
Community gets eventually turns on him and hates him and does like mocks him on a video, and it's it's
if you do more.
I'm not gonna have any Lorcana. No, gosh, dang it! I've had 2 Lorcana content creators on my channel, and they're both gonna backstab me now.
I've already backstabbed you.
Josh is gonna make a hate video against me. Josh,
we could do that, Josh. We could do that.
I call your distro every day before you do, and I'm like, hey, make sure you send me Louis Lorcana.
Josh is gonna make a hate video on me, and Donald's gonna make a hate video on me.
Nobody watched Donald's video.
Donald got picked up by one of his deck techs got picked up by some algorithm thing. So his videos, he was showing me, his videos went from like 35 views, 1,500 views, 35 views, 35 views. And he's like, Louis, what did I do different? I was like, I don't know, dude. I have no clue.
You just gotta stay you gotta stay the course,
I just make videos where I open boxes and do goofy faces.
I was like, why did you do a deck tech? Why didn't you just open
then
the
get
box?
mocked by people in the community for it.
Listen, I used to make deck techs. That's a lot of work, Donald. Shout out.
All right, what is going on with the set 2 though? What are you guys excited about? Because I don't like Disney, so
The Winnie the Pooh playmat.
that thing does look cool.
Why does Winnie the Pooh look so intense?
He looks so sinister. That
Oh my
Winnie the Pooh
gosh.
playmat.
Sinister's
That
a great
Winnie
word.
the Pooh playmat is amazing.
I
It's
saw that card art
amazing.
and was just like, really? That's where we're going with Winnie the Pooh?
Here's
That's
like my shock. Is like Disney's letting them do this. Like
Or
Disney,
it's
I'm
so-
pulling it up for the people listening.
like Disney has to have approved that, I would think.
I would think so, or it's so minor that they don't care, and that Ravensburger is going to get a very strictly worded email in a month.
I mean, I'd be shocked if
They
this wasn't approved.
yeah, they have to approve all that. So there's
Like
no way.
that
There's
looked
no shot.
amazing. That Winnie the Pooh playmat is fuego.
All right, I'm pulling it up
It's-
for people who.
It's not as good as the Maui playmat.
You're talking about the one with the pot of honey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why would they have not approved?
Look at how intense that art
look at
is.
it. That's an intense.
It's
Pooh
Winnie
man.
the freaking Pooh.
He's like meditating.
Up, down, I'm in the
He ain't
mood.
meditating.
for
He's planning
food.
destruction.
Yeah.
He's planning world domination.
I think
He's
this is why you don't
meditating.
like Lorcana, Louis, is because your imagination is broken. I think your
I just
imagination
can't-
might be broken.
I can't get through the like. Why is Winnie the Pooh fighting? It's the same reason why I don't like Doctor Who. Why is Doctor Who fighting Frodo?
Like
I
two different. Like what?
no, like it
Do
doesn't.
you just like hate IP?
I don't like IP versus. I don't like the IP crossover stuff. It's just not my thing.
This isn't crossover. This is just all
Winnie the
Disney.
Pooh and Mickey Mouse fighting doesn't happen in any of the intellectual property, other than I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm changing my mind on all this right in front of your eyes. What was that
Wait.
game that I played in like 2000?
Was it Kingdom Hearts?
Yes. Oh my gosh, Kingdom Hearts was so good. Oh, Kingdom Hearts was so good. I changed my mind. I'm in, baby. Lord Connor's in the mood. Let's open some boxes.
This is the best.
I
This
would-
is the best.
I gotta tell you, it's a shame these boxes aren't at MSRP. I told, I think it was on the phone with George. I'm like, it's probably good because it saved me thousands of dollars. Because at $144 a box, I do a box opening every week with my wife for sure. At least one.
Well,
Why not?
like, what would you do with the cards? You would just keep them at that price?
Yeah, or finally make that TCG player account and sell
Like,
them, or
well,
list them on Facebook groups. I do, but like it's so much fun. Oh, just opening the boxes is so much fun.
The EV is there for sure. I've been buying cards for like so people
Like,
go to the other store and buy. People might go to the other store and buy boxes expensive, and then they don't buy singles. So then they come to me and I buy their singles. And
West Virginia's market seems totally wild to me.
they also
Neither
probably-
of
they
you
also
have
probably
legitimate
listen to
stores
this
that can be
podcast.
counted on for any kind of real information.
Not gonna lie, they copy a lot of our events too. So like, anyway, the price
Is that why they asked me if I would dress up as Elsa at that one too?
exactly? So, but singles are crazy. Like I
course.
bought like 60 singles the other day, and I put them on the inventory. And I got home, I had like 50 emails. Winnie the Pooh cards, sold, not Winnie the Pooh. This card sold. All these cards sold. Like I was out of Lorcana.
You know why, right? There's three words.
Goat.
Lorcana
is goat.
Is
Goat.
goat.
Yeah.
Goat.
Yeah.
You got it. You got
I thought you were
If I
gonna say.
had
I
a-
thought you were gonna
if I
say. I
had a-
thought you were gonna give a real thought and say like people want it or something.
But Josh, I think you could open boxes and
I think you
make
could.
it would be
But, like,
free right now.
Here's what this tells me: people are playing the game. Like the
Yeah, people
player
are
cards are
collecting. People
player
or
cards are
collecting
doing
the
well.
cards.
People are collecting too. Like the foils are. I mean, people are collecting those too.
The foil premiums aren't nearly as high as I thought they were going to be.
Yeah,
Not
they're less
nearly
than
as high.
double.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
there's-
people
you
are
get a
playing the
foil in
game.
you do get a foil in every pack though, so like you keep that in mind.
Like people are playing this game.
That's
there's
100% happening.
Like tournaments are
100%.
selling out. Like there's a
Yeah.
They have a hit. They have a hit.
Some of them look really good too, and some of them leave a little bit to be desired.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the cold foiling.
I like it on some cards, but like every other time we've seen cold foiling, it just doesn't work in some places.
Is that why, or like what's going on here, Louis? Talk to me.
Yeah, a little bit of that for sure.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That was my first reaction to when I heard cold foiling. It's fine. I get it.
That's a little bit of it, but also I just like I don't like. I've always said this. I don't like cold foiling on things that's not metal on the card. Like I like the idea of cold foiling a artifact, right?
This
because
is a
Robin
cold
Hood's bow.
foiling, though. It feels like to me. This doesn't feel like this is not an accented cold foiling. This is a card cold foiling.
Yeah. It's like magic etched foiling is the closer correlation.
Yeah, that's a better comparison, I think.
This
is not what I had in mind when I thought cold foiling. I think it's good. It's not what I pictured.
Yeah, there are some stupid powerful cards that have been spoiled too. That one that empties your opponent's hand when it quests or when you attack it. So it's like you quest and you get 3 quest points, and when your opponent challenges it, they have to discard their freaking hand. That's massive, dude.
I think it's a 7-drop though. Like, and for most games of Lorcana that I've played, the hand is pretty empty at that point. Like,
a lot of people
you'll probably lose a card or two.
Yeah,
but the ink system's great for that, right? The ink system's great because let's say you have 1 card left in hand, you can just slap that bad boy in your inkwell and be like, "Hey, price to pay, build up resources for later."
That's her. Mm-hmm.
So
great.
There's some.
The game is great. Boxes are
great. The game is
people are complaining about that and the other one that can attack unexerted characters, and they're saying, "Oh, the power creep's insane." I don't think it's going to to be insane.
Power creep. They made all these sets at the same time. There's no. I don't know. If I would say power creep.
Yeah. Spoiler alert: when a game comes out, they plan out the first couple sets, and then it's the Wild Wild West.
That's not always true with certain games. Continue.
Sometimes we pretend. Well, sometimes our sets last for a year, so we don't have to play the next one yet.
Listen, Lorcana is. I'm baffled that the market is holding up. Not like you guys are talking about Target and Walmart.
It's not holding up.
Is that?
It's excelling. It's going crazy.
So I'm baffled that that's happening when Wave 2 is like 2 weeks away. Like, I don't know. The supply.
You say holding up. Holding up means like if it was at MSRP and stuck there. This has excelled, skyrocketed, and is still up there.
What are boxes at? Are they over 400 right now? Because they've been at 400 for.
No, they're at around 400. They fluctuate between 300. It's just that's one of my problems with our conversations.
I would have thought that boxes would start going back down to the 250 to 300 range because people are anticipating that more supply is going to come out. Why would I spend $400 today when in 2 weeks I could probably spend $250, $300? What that tells me is that like people are anticipating that most stores are sold out of Wave 2 already.
I mean, like
that's truth. Pretty much the truth for me.
I'd be. The only people who aren't sold out are those who are overcharging,
right?
Or those who haven't put them out yet. But Wave 2 will sell out instantly, and that will be an issue.
Holidays gonna be crazy
before Christmas.
Holidays gonna be crazy.
Christmas on this set's gonna be intense.
I think Ravensburger put themselves into a corner. I mean, we already speculated they were struggling a bit to find print time, right? And now with the next set coming out and the first chapter needing more than probably, not to speculate, but more than the reprint that we're going to get.
I'm not speculating on that. I don't know. The good part about print time is you can buy it.
Yeah.
It's just expensive.
Yeah, it's hard though. Like the problem with paper games too is like we've seen what happens when you go to another company to get your stuff printed.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Ravensburger.
That's how you break it. Like even different areas of the same, like we've seen Belgium versus Japan on what's the company? I can't even think of it right now. But what's the print company that Magic's printed at? Wow, none of us.
What are you talking about?
What is the big printer?
Cardamundi?
Cardamundi. Thank you. I couldn't get cardio out of my head. That stupid name.
I also can't get cardio out of my head. Gotta go for a run, son.
But like you can tell the difference between Japanese printed Magic cards and Belgian printed Magic cards.
All right, can we talk about that for a second? How come Japan's getting everything good in this world?
Yeah, they get the good Pokemon.
They get the good Pokemon.
I
They got
mean,
the good,
I would love.
They got the good Lily.
Liliana.
I didn't even see that. You guys
All
told
right,
me. about it.
Ravensburger. So help me God, if you do a Japan only Winnie the Pooh card, we're gonna be
They got
beefing.
culture and style,
I have culture and style.
and we have pay money wubby.
Wow. Do we
You
not
know
like
what?
Pay
I've
Money
never
Wubby?
heard that. I've never heard that put more elegantly, but well done, dude.
They don't even have Bucky's there in Japan. There's no Bucky's in Japan.
We're Bucky's and pay money wubby.
No, you know what? I don't want us to hate on Canada anymore. I want us to throw all of our hate at Switzerland from here on out.
I'm in.
From-
I'm in.
From here on out, I don't want to.
Do they have hockey teams there?
If they do, they're worse than ours.
They're probably better in Canada.
No, Switzerland's the worst. Number
Why?
one worst
Why?
place in the
Why do
world.
we hate Switzerland?
Why?
I'm in.
Because
I'm
they're
in.
not-
Don't get me wrong, but
Switzerland's
I want to know
not
why.
shipping me my Lorcana boxes.
Wait, what? I missed this.
Switzerland's not shipping me my Lorcana boxes.
When did this happen?
Oh, this has been an ongoing saga, my friend.
How did we miss that?
Oh, because you don't answer your phone. George knows all about
I
this.
talked to you today for an hour. You didn't bring it up.
Yeah, and
I
you know
talked
what?
to you.
This just goes to show we just talk about
I'm
you.
sorry I didn't ask about your Lorcana boxes.
The Lorcana box you didn't know I bought.
I knew you bought them. I didn't know they didn't ship.
It was an eBay listing
eBay
from
scam.
Switzerland, and I'm not getting my boxes. It has been 2
Really? Is that
weeks.
official now?
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's looking great.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait and then cancel it. But thank goodness for eBay and all my protections that eBay offers and my credit card.
It's sad though.
Shout out to TCG
But also
players.
Switzerland.
You're on notice. You're on notice.
Yeah. No, they're not on notice. They're done. They're done.
They're done.
You're done.
They're
You're
done.
banned. You're banned from this podcast. We will never mention Switzerland again.
And besides, is it your flag or a health station? Like, what's going on with that? Like, worst flag ever.
Get a real flag.
Get a real flag, Switzerland.
And
Oh,
pick a side.
Canada,
Pick a side, Switzerland.
our home. You know,
None of that.
I hate Switzerland. I just do.
Canada sucks.
Great.
You
I
run
like
boxes,
Canada. I have
Switzerland.
nothing
So
against
mad.
Canada. The only thing I have against Canada is I'm jealous I don't get to play hockey all the time. Like that. That's
Do they play like a lot of
all they
hockey?
do. That's all they do.
I feel like you say
You didn't rip off one of these guys or a major store. You ripped off a person. I'm a human being. I'm not an entity.
I'm not an
All right.
entity.
Well, before we diss any more countries and lose our international viewers,
I don't care. All 3 Switzerland viewers, you're dead to me. Unless you personally go get my Lorcana boxes
We get a
and ship
ton of
them to me,
viewers from New
then
Zealand and
Switzerland's
Canada, that's
back
it.
on the map.
no, we do get quite a few European viewers.
Really?
Mhm.
Really?
Shout out to Europe.
Yeah.
Except for Switzerland.
Switzerland's expensive. Sweden, Switzerland, those places.
Except
are
their
expensive to live.
fake Lorcana. Their fake Lorcana is pretty affordable.
And they all have money. How do they all have so much money?
It's oil.
Is it
Switzerland just
fun
lets you have
story?
your money.
Fun story. I went to Sweden when I was in high school. When I was 18, I went
Really?
to Sweden. Yeah,
Did not see that coming.
my
Did not
mom-
see that coming.
no, this is a good Louis story. So my mom had when my mom was in high school, they had a foreign exchange student. So this was like her going to visit her foreign exchange student friend in Sweden. And so she brought her family. So of course, me, 18-year-old Louis, is like, Swedish girls are pretty attractive. And she had a daughter. So I'm like, oh, whatever. So I'm like, we're hanging out, we're whatever. I'm talking, and I'm like, what are you doing next year? Louis going to a college. Like, I'm going to college. I'm going to live in the worst dorms possible. I lived in a dorm that didn't have AC. That tells
A
you
very
my quality.
heavily religious college, no?
It wasn't heavily religious. It was a Christian college, but it wasn't heavily anyway. Anyway, so neither here nor there. I say, what are you doing? Well, she goes, well, I'm buying an apartment, and then, I already graduated from, I've already taken 2 years of college, and I'll graduate from university next year. It's like, oh, you're buying an apartment? How did you do that? Well, I saved up $1 million, and I am, she was buying $1 million. She's like 19 years old. She's buying $1 million apartment. I was like, oh, okay, well, good talking to you. Goodbye. I was like, I have nothing to offer here. That's for sure. So,
Let me just tell you this.
Shot. Never even shot my shot.
You failed your study abroad program, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's it.
You know what you should have done, right?
I'm sad for you.
You should have told her, baby, one day I can get you a Lurkana box.
Yeah.
No.
Day.
Oh, it's not switching to the sweet. Never mind. I was gonna say they have them all over there and they're all fake, but it's wrong country, wrong ire. I'm just
Wait, it
irate.
was fake?
I know the Lurkana box is probably real, but I'm not kidding.
Sold them for 5 times the price at this point.
All right. Good podcast, everyone. Thank you for watching, for listening. I don't know. It was a podcast.
If you were up in the air, that's what did it. Telling him it's a good podcast. There you go.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Make sure you hit the like button, whether you liked it or not. And subscribe because, you know, it helps the channel.
Yeah, why not?
Go subscribe to Josh's channel. Go join his channel membership unless you are...
Only $5 a month, people.
It's the same price as my Patreon.
Have you added anybody yet or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
500
we did it.
people.
It's growing every week.
Is that true?
Yeah, they get exclusive videos.
Wow.
Wait, how many people are you up to now?
I'm not willing to disclose that information, but it has
It's been 3
grown
weeks, so at least 3.
quite. It's grown quite sizably. Thank you.
Was that true when you were saying that?
Yeah,
When does George get a raise?
Yeah.
he doesn't.
What?
He's on the board. He's invested in my success.
And you can join our Patreon at KitchenTableTCG.com.
Our Patreon,
Yeah, well, I mean, that's
George, you get a piece of this.
That's so we can talk about the podcast in the Made the Zuby with you section. Anyway, give us money if you want. Goodbye. Have a great day. Be kind.
Buy my 151. Buy my 151. Buy my 151.
Buy his 151. Do it.
Be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video.
And may the 151 be with you.